Today on Live Daily News, Awesome Donut is officially open, a dog was hit by a car this morning and donations are needed, and a San Angelo man agreed to a plea deal today. I'm James Bellini, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute, but first, the ArcLight Bar and Grill is San Angelo's finest new sports bar. Catch all of the collegiate and NFL action on the largest video board with 13 other flat screen TVs, just so you can keep up with the latest scores and updates for your favorite team and your fantasy team. The ArcLight also hosts fight nights for the biggest boxing matches and MMA fights, comedy shows, and more. Go visit the ArcLight Bar and Grill, located at 441 Rio Concho Drive in San Angelo. Starting off the news, Awesome Donut is officially open for business. The donut shop officially opened this morning, and from opening to when we went by there, they were packed and busy. The shop has had a little trouble getting off the ground, but these donuts are worth the wait. Awesome Donut was issued a permit back in September 2022, and now they are open every day from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Awesome Donut is located on the corner of Southwest Boulevard and Green Meadow Drive, right across the draw from McDonald's. Concho Valley Paw needs urgent donations to help a dog that was struck by a vehicle this morning. In a Facebook post, Concho Valley Paw says they do not know the extent of the dog's injuries, but the pup is being treated at San Angelo Veterinarian Hospital. Either way, they are seeking donations to help the poor animal. Go check out the story on sanangelo.com or go to cvpaws.org/donate to help out. Have you downloaded the San Angelo Live mobile app yet? It's free and it's the best app in the business. Download it off the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Stay up to date with news in San Angelo. And a San Angelo man has taken a plea deal for sexual assault of a child. 27-year-old Benjamin Flores Jr. pled guilty to assaulting a 16-year-old back in January 2022. According to court documents, the child victim said that Flores assaulted her while at a residence on the 400 block of Porter Street in San Angelo. When investigators spoke with Flores, he said that he did assault the child. In exchange for a guilty plea, Flores Jr. was sentenced to 10 years deferred adjudication. Into weather, I know I've enjoyed the cooler nights, and those look to continue. Right now, it's 88 degrees outside with a high of 91 and a low tonight of 54. Tomorrow, the high reaches up to 90, and then the low tomorrow night dips down to around 59. Then on Wednesday, the high gets up to 89, and then Wednesday night, the low is 61. Expect sunny days and clear nights with low wind gusts. When we come back, we'll have ASU head coach Jeff Girsch talk about ASU, and then Laqueta Shelburne is back to talk about books to boarders. But first, a word from the Bass Bunch.
It's our giant tag sale.
Giant tags plus hell means one thing: giant tag hail sale prices. Right now, during our giant tag hail sale, you can get a brand new 2024 Ford Explorer XLT for just $32,977. But hurry, these are selling fast. Our giant tag hail sale at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hart at Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
All right, let's go ahead. So, Coach, starting on the offensive side of the ball, it really seems like Braden Fuller's kind of coming along very nicely.
Yeah.
I think he just had a career game last week. The week before, obviously, you guys were on a break. How has his transition to this full-time starter role really elevated your guys' offense?
Well, he's done a great job. You know, he's gotten a lot of reps. We've had some injury at the quarterback position, so that's the main reason he's gotten most of the reps. Caden Smith is a young man that's come along and developed quite a bit too, and he's starting to get healthy again on some things. So we'll kind of see how things go. But I'm so proud of Braden. He stepped in and kind of a tough situation. We were playing with one quarterback that's been through it a little bit. Caden being out. We had Aiden Arp dressed out a little bit as a true freshman. So we've been very slim there in the sense of like depth, and that's something that Braden kind of ran with. He's done a great job. He's really matured. I think just with getting more and more reps, live reps when the bullets are flying there, so to speak, a little bit, has benefited him and his continued growth. And we hope that continues. And we hope that Caden continues to get healthy, and because he does some great things for us too. It's just a matter of getting him healthy and seeing where things play.
When he comes back from injury, he has a definite spot on some of these drives going forward, obviously.
Well, there's no doubt. He can do some things, but he's got to be 100%. A lot of his game, both run and pass. He's got great feet. He's got great instincts with the football, and so those things that we'll use to kind of package him a little bit and do things when we can. Just a matter of when he becomes 100% and going. We're not in at the quarterback position. I think you got to be 100% if you're going to package guys out of that part. So we'll see how he does and progresses the rest of this week.
I was asking in general just how you feel about the health of the team right now coming off the bye week.
We needed it. We needed the bye week for sure. You know, I say that, and I hate bye weeks in the past, but you know we've needed it. We had a couple D linemen out the last couple weeks that we're hoping to get back this week. We'll see again how it goes, but overall health, I think we're in good shape. You know, it's just a matter of continuing to maintain that. It's going to be hot again this week, so you know, keeping our guys hydrated and ready to play for Saturdays is you know kind of that balance you got to do with practicing hard, but also understanding what's going on. So happy with the health, and hopefully we continue to get healthier and be at full strength here soon.
You guys have UTPB coming up this next week. What have you seen from them so far, and how are you guys preparing for that?
Well, they're explosive on offense. You know, they got all those receivers back. You know, this is the best group of receivers we're going to see all year, hands down, in my opinion of it. And that's not a knock on other schools. That's just a compliment to UTPB. You know, they do a great job in recruiting there. They hit the transfer window pretty hard, the portal, and bring in some new guys each year. But Cooley, number one, jersey number one, he's back and he's phenomenal. He was the receiver of the year in the conference last year. He returns, you know, so we got to take care of our the back end a little bit. You know, this week got to have great preparation, but you know, Coach McCullough does a good job with getting teams ready to go. And you know, they had a couple losses early in the season. You know, that's going to happen though when you play really good teams. You know, they kind of take the same model of playing good non-conference games when they can. They played Pueblo early and Pueblo beat them, but it was, you know, it kind of got out of control a little bit right away with the score, but UTPB battled back and they stayed in it. Then they got beat by Kingsville 2 weeks ago. So, and Kingsville's a very good football team. So you got to be careful with looking at records, you know, just like they do. You know, we're 2-2 as well, and I wouldn't, you know, look at that saying that we're a bad football team. I think we're a good football team. We just played some good talent right away and didn't get it done. But you know, UTPB brings a lot of challenges. They're good on defense. They're a huge defensive line. I mean, they're just mammoth up front in the D line. So we're going to have our hands full, but I'm excited about the matchup.
With the receivers that you mentioned from UTPB, how confident are you on the back end, like you mentioned, with the defense being that Andrew Pitts is a ball hawk and Eric Rasko is making every tackle that comes his way? How confident are you in those guys?
That helps. There's no doubt, you know, having a guy like Andrew in the back end when you got receivers, but it's going to be more than Andrew this week in the back end. I mean, they got 4 or 5 guys, you know, that they roll out there, receivers that are all very capable players. So, you know, it's going to be a group effort across the board, but having a guy like Andrew lead you on that part of it, and hopefully it, you know, at some point, you know, shut down a side of the field a little bit, you know, maybe getting quarterbacks to look the other way and doing that would be something good. But, you know, I'm not going to get fooled by that. UTPB is going to continue to look at the whole field because they've got great receivers across the board. So, you know, all those guys in the back end are going to have to play great. And, you know, Eric's going to have to continue to tackle well. And you know, he'll be involved in some pass coverage things too, that and pass rush. So all those things that Eric brings to the table, I'm glad he's on our team.
I was going to ask just, you know, you got a goal of winning the conference. UTPB's defending champ. I mean, is this a game? I mean, they're all important, but is this a game that you knew, you know, was going to be a huge matchup for y'all?
No doubt. You know, they brought back a lot of players from a team that was a very good football team last year. They went undefeated in conference last year and beat us here at our place. And you know, we had a 2-score lead in that game and ended up losing that game. And so that's something, you know, that you think about, and you know it's going to be a good football game. That's what it comes down to. It's going to be 2 good football teams, and you know, over the last couple of years, you know, UTPB's been a very good football team. So, you know, it's going to be exciting. You know, I think it's a matchup of 2 good teams, and you'll see a great football game on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you. Have a good weekend. Or good week.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the Giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Welcome back, everybody. James Bellini here with Laqueta Shelburne with the Contra Valley Republican Women. Ms. Shelburne, how are we doing today?
I'm good, but I'm tired.
All right,
Yeah.
so am I. Long weekend. I
Yeah,
guess.
it was a long weekend.
All right, we have an event coming up this week.
We do.
Very important event. Borders to Books.
Yes,
It's right here.
absolutely. And this is, I think it's a really important event. I think it's something that everybody in San Angelo should be concerned about. And I would think they'd want to come. I mean, we're trying to be unbiased as much as we can be, you know,
Right.
and even though we're sponsoring this, we feel like that this is an issue that people should come and find out about before they go to the voting booths. We have a lot of good speakers that we saw when we were down at convention, and we were very impressed with one of them, Todd Bensman.
Is he going to be the first speaker?
Well, I
here
don't
in
know if
the-
he'll be. I don't know in what order, but it is he is the first one in order on this in this brochure,
Right.
this invitation. But he has just gotten back from the Darien Gap, and if anybody looks that up and they start thinking about where he's been, and this is not his first encounter down there, he's been down there interviewing, embedded, talking to these people that are trying to come to our country illegally for the most part.
So he's actually talking to the people who are coming across.
He's actually talking to them, so he kind of knows their story, and he knows what's bringing them to that point of really actually committing a crime and, you know, trying to get across the border, because they're not going to try to do it the way we would hope that they would, which would be coming through the system. And, you know, I've been involved in being up in the court where people are coming in and being naturalized, and it's a beautiful ceremony, and they work hard to get in. And so some people that are trying to kind of get in front of those folks, he's going to be able to tell what he saw down there, what he's heard, what's going on, what are they fleeing from.
Do you know some of the stuff that he talked about?
I've started reading his book, and it's really the first few pages were just kind of startling, because he talks about encountering people and them offering him, you know, either drugs or maybe perhaps prostitutes and things like that, just in the first few pages, because they think he wants something from them. Now, the scary part is what's happening to women down there, what's happening to these children, because, you know, we have kids that make it up to our border, and then we're sort of losing track of them, or that's the story, that we're losing track of these children. And that should be something that's horrifying to every parent or grandparent. It actually should be for every American, that we're losing track of these children that are coming up to our border. You know, it doesn't matter whether they're being brought illegally or whatever. We should want to know what happens to these children. I mean, are they being smuggled across? Are they being used as sex slaves? Or are they, you know, and this is a very horrific story, but if they came to our last program that we had 2 years ago, Sarah Carter was here, and she told about the body harvesting and stuff that goes on also with these children, and it was just a sickening story. And so there are many things that happen to these children, and these children are coming with people through these Darien Gaps, and or the Darien Gap, and so we need to know what happens to these people that get to our borders. It's a responsibility for us. If they get into our country, then of course in Texas we feel obligated to educate these people, and especially these children, get them into our school system. Well, do we have enough teachers that speak Spanish? I highly doubt it. Do we have enough teachers to handle the people that we have here right now? And so this is important, that we figure out where we're at as a country. How are we going to handle this issue? It doesn't matter whether it, you know, Trump comes in or Harris comes in. We need to know, how are we as citizens going to vote on these issues? And furthermore, how are our tax dollars going to go to take care of these problems? And we've been kind of willy-nilly about it. And so we're trying to make our citizens aware. And then, you know, you've got Tanya Oshweed. Tanya Oshweed has been down. She worked with the people on the Uvalde issue. How important is that? We've got kids getting into the school systems with guns, and they're killing people. You know, they're killing teachers, they're killing other children. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't want to face that. And I'm tired of hearing about it. And so I'm hoping that she will give us some insight as to what happened down there and how we can prevent that. We certainly do not want to see that in San Angelo. We don't want to see it anywhere else. I'm sick to death of it, and it's not.
We've already had a couple threats.
Well, we've had some threats here, and so I think it's important that people come and hear these stories about what's going on out in the public. Then you got Bonnie Wallace, and you all have interviewed her before. Whether or not you believe something is pornographic or not, there are certain things that, I don't know, I'm a grandmother, but I've been a mother. There's certain things I didn't want my kids to read if they're 6 years old or 8 years old. So she's coming to tell her story about simply moving literature in the Llano County Library. Now, whether you agree with that or you don't, it's really a moot point. Should she have done it? Was it something that she should have been sued about?
Right.
That's ridiculous. People are suing over stuff like that. If you didn't want it moved, contact the people in charge of the library, move it back, whatever. I don't know. But I know I've had dinner with her. She is not a villain. She's not a terrible person. And I think to hear her story and how it's made it now to the Texas Supreme Court, people need to understand this is serious. You can be sued for anything. And she's trying to take up for children.
Right.
And y'all read some of it. And you yourself said it was...
Yes.
And you're a young man, and you're an adult.
Yes.
If you want to be an adult and you want to read any kind of filth, I'm okay with that.
Well, it's like...
You're an adult.
Everybody says, what's the difference between art and pornography? It's like, well, I know it when I see it.
That's right.
So this stuff is definitely explicit. And if my niece came home with this book,
you would be questioning why and how she got a hold of it. Yeah. Right. And then Pastor Richard Vega, and he's a veteran, he's a patriot, he's a pastor. I don't know about you, but I know that we're planning on him ending the program, and I want to end everything on a positive note. I hope that he will give us something to look forward to. I hope he will, I always enjoy it when August Pfluger comes, because he said, I have hope, I have hope. And as a Christian, I have hope. As an American, I have hope. Coming over here, I was listening to all the stuff that's going on in Israel. But I still have hope. I have hope that our country is not going to fall prey to all the stuff that's going on around the world, and that, we can hold our heads high and feel like that we've done our part in the world to keep it safe and do all these things. But the main thing is our children are our future.
Right.
And we have got to do something about this. I don't want to see any more kids killed. I don't want to see any more children's minds destroyed. I don't want to see children trafficked. And if you feel that way, you need to get a ticket and you need to come. You need to come hear these people, because they feel like we all feel that this is worth fighting for. Our kids are worth fighting for. America is worth fighting for. And, I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. America is worth fighting for.
Well, and these are people who have actually been involved in these situations.
Exactly.
This isn't somebody who's on Twitter who has a podcast who talks about it and hasn't been there.
No.
These people have physically been involved.
They have physically been there. They know the story. This is not a bunch of made up stuff. This is not fairy tales. You're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Right.
And you're going to hear what's going on. And you'll be given an opportunity, if you want to come out early. The meet and greet is for our bigger sponsors. And I think they still have some of those opportunities left. But if you want to come and be a part of this, you need to, and they're going to put a scan code up on there, I guess on your screens.
Yes,
you can you can scan code that. If you want to buy a ticket, you can go to cvrw.org. We'll be happy to do it that way. If you want to contact either me or Linda Martin, you can contact us. You can call 653-7300. We'll take your money over the phone if you don't have the facility or the means to do it on a scan code through your phone, whatever. We would love to have you come and participate in this. We're not trying to brainwash you. We're trying to tell you the truth. And I think it's time for people to be interested enough to find out the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, why are we sitting around complacent? This is nuts. Our children are worth it. Our school system is worth it. But America is worth it. And I don't want you, do you have any children?
I have a niece.
You have a
nephew.
niece. Okay, so you've said that. You have a niece. And, you know, I don't want things to happen to your niece. I don't want her to go to school some morning and you have to go up and identify her. I think that would be the most horrific thing.
Yeah.
My husband has a cousin who is a pastor down in Uvalde. And when I talked to him the day of that event, I called and said, "Are you all right?" Because his wife is a teacher and his children were in the school. And he said, "I'm fixing to leave to go help parents identify their child." And he's not been the same since. It would do something to a pastor to have to do that, children in his own flock. We've got to stop the nonsense. And I think it's time for people to think about that. And so we're trying to bring this message to you. If you have any desire at all to come, please let us know. It's a steak dinner. I think you would enjoy it. I think you would enjoy it a lot.
All right. And it's October 3rd.
October
this
the
week.
3rd, which is Thursday. You don't have much time.
All right.
So make your reservation, and we'll be there, and we love all people. You'll have an opportunity to talk to these people.
All right.
I'll make sure you do. And we'll have question and answer time for them.
All right.
Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover?
I think I covered it all, don't
All
you?
right. I think so. I mean,
I'm not running for president. I'm not running
your
for
message
anything.
was important. I mean, it's important. It is.
Well, it is. I'm very passionate about it because I love my family. But I love all people, and I just, as a Christian, I feel very strongly, I'm very passionate about this because I teach Sunday school sometimes at my church, and I see little kids, and they're very innocent. And it's our job to protect that innocent.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you guys.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thanks for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app to stay up to date with news from in and around the Concho Valley. Thanks again, and we'll see you